Politics in Singapore has been, to say the least, interesting in the last few months, from extramarital affairs to a CPIB investigation of Minister AsiaOne that has thrown up questions of what appropriate conduct at work is and whether politicians should be held to different standards. But first, a quick recap. Back in June, Ministers Shanmugam and Vivian Balakrishnan were investigated and later cleared of wrongdoing in their rental of black and white properties on Redoubt Road. Before the dust for that had settled, Speaker of Parliament Tan Chuan Chin had to apologise for a hot mic incident in the House, where he was heard muttering populist after a speech made by opposition MP James Lim. But this wouldn't be the last we hear of Mr. Tan. Days later, he and fellow MP Cheng Li Hui resigned due to an inappropriate relationship. Such infidelity was exposed in the Workers' Party at the same time, where a video allegedly showing senior members Leon Pereira and Nicole Seah on a date led to their resignations as well. In the midst of these cases, Transport Minister AsiaOne was put on leave after being arrested in a CPIB probe. So, how concerned are Singaporeans? How do Singaporeans judge the conduct of MPs? AsiaOne conducted a survey with 2,400 people and discovered some interesting sentiments. Although around 80% of respondents were concerned about the alleged misconduct of political leaders, an even higher number, 95%, expressed at least some degree of concern about the personal conduct of leaders in their workplace. However, only about 30% consider personal conduct to be of highest importance. Less than half, or 43%, thought personal conduct of workplace leaders is as important as their competency. On the other hand, around 1 in 4 respondents felt that workplace leaders' personal conduct is not important as long as they are competent. There were also interesting findings regarding the consequences experienced by the MPs for extramarital affairs. Although the majority agreed that Tan Chuan Chin, Cheng Li Hui, Leon Pereira, and Nicole Seah had to leave, there was a difference in response toward the two affairs. Only 19% of respondents said that the ex-PAP members should be allowed to continue, but a higher 32% said that the former WP members should be allowed to do so. Regarding Minister AsiaOne's case, only 47% of respondents expressed that they would have some level of trust in CPIB's findings. To find out more from Singaporeans, we visited different areas on the island and spoke with them in person.
I think in terms of reputation-wise, probably not.
They can keep their job because it's end of the day it's still their personal affair. Personal issues. As long as they doesn't actually affect their job, I think it should be okay.
As a member of parliament, right, you need to you can't have those kind of unprofessional relationships within each other. I feel that it affects a lot of the decisions that they make for us.
Well, they should be discreet in a way to respect the public, but then again, we should not intrude in their personal life.
I think honestly, their personal life should be their personal life. I think nobody should really go and interfere it.
I'm not sure because I think there's two sides to both arguments. So it's their own personal life, but then again, if it's happening in the workplace, maybe they should be transparent about it.
Definitely keep it personal. I don't want to know what you do in the bedroom.
I think the public actually have more higher expectation towards the PAP. WP, I think they are still working towards to make changes in Singapore, but I definitely believe that WP do play a huge part in Singapore, especially in giving different opinions and making changes.
For PAP actually, because it's well proven for so many years that actually they actually built Singapore, and also the results and all these things. I think that is why Singaporeans still have actually that kind of high confidence in PAP.
I was shocked because CPIE doesn't investigate a small matter. They would usually investigate something that is of when they have a lot of substantiated evidences.
It's still under investigation, so it's there's no proof yet. So I think we shouldn't jump to conclusions. Let them do the necessary investigate and see how.
Singapore ministers are well paid, right? You wouldn't think that corruption will occur. I was first thing I thought of, I thought of Malaysia, but then we always compare between Singapore and Malaysia. But then I was quite surprised that even ministers who earn a lot, corruption do happen.
No, I don't trust them at all because that's why I don't never elect PAP at all in my life. So you always want an opposition. A voice in opposition is good, it's healthy. Healthy debating.
I mean, you still got to trust the government lah, because Singapore is still a safe space. Then one parliament member messed up doesn't mean that the whole government is bad. But I still believe that Singapore is still doing a very great job lah in whatever that we're doing.
Yes, I still trust, definitely. Everyone make mistakes. And some of that is their so-called personal life. It's like it wouldn't affect their job, affect the life of the Singaporeans, right? I think it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah.
Integrity and honesty.
Working together with the people and really addressing what is needed on the ground.
Proactive, then and also it's like really make an effort to listen to what the people want.
I think I'll prefer an MP who's like more communicative and like interactive with its like residents.
People who can listen to the citizens and like what they want.
More sympathy and empathy towards the community, and not only come only to show their face as and when election is coming, then we see them, you know.
So there you go. Of the people we interviewed, slightly more than half agreed that the politicians involved in extramarital affairs should not be allowed to keep their jobs. It's a majority, but not an overwhelming one. In terms of trust in government, most of them said they still do, but half of those felt that the government can do better, especially when it comes to being proactive and transparent. What do you think about the recent events? Does an individual's private behavior matter at work? Let us know down below.